is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I'm proud that I was able to be a voice for my colleagues and share some of the concerns that I hear in meetings and curriculum meetings, and being able to bring that to a larger audience and to be a voice for all of the teachers.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I'm really proud that this year we had a language arts task force and we worked on creating common assessments for 5th grade language arts. So starting next year we're going to have a pre and post test so that we will all have consistent ways of assessing our students.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
Rather than as my role as teacher leader, thinking more about the whole leadership team, one of the things that we collaboratively set up was ed camps. So for our PD, we had several successful ed camp professional development sessions that were enjoyed and that all staff benefited from. Arts and fitness staff, who often aren't so interested in the core, found those really helpful.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role with teacher leadership this year?
Something that I am proud that I have achieved as far as the teacher leader role is in regards to the 3rd grade leadership team. I feel like we have built a collaborative team with an understanding that the values and the strengths that each of us bring to the team, and I've had the privilege to foster the conversations to allow them to have the autonomy to make some decisions and lead the 3rd grade team back in their own building.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I feel really proud to be a part of the kindergarten leadership team. I feel that we work as a cohesive group. We're very goal and task oriented. We get the job done. And we've had a lot of accomplishments this year, continuing work from last year and moving on. And I feel proud that we carry on those examples for other teams and bring all of that back to our buildings.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
A lot of people in the district this year we knew were working on math centers. So because of that, we were trying to think about how we could support them as leaders. So we ended up, towards the end of the year, getting Robert Stevenson from the Ingham ISD to come in and do a presentation on how best to run math centers. And I think that went really well.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
Well, I feel like there have been several things I've been proud of. I guess I would have to say that creating smartboard lessons for my grade level would probably be one of the biggest things, because it was a really time-consuming task, but I felt that it helped a huge majority of the 3rd grade teachers just to organize their materials and make their teaching more effective. Just to make the teaching of the whole program quicker and more efficient. And I felt that a lot of people use those, so it wasn't just something I was doing for myself, but for the team.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
This year at Elliott, we implemented the CPL process with our interventionists and had a great time. We went through a full round. Took us the whole year, but we did it.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I think for me it is working as a team, both at the building level, the district level. As a kindergarten team, I know that we've been really proud of the work we've been focusing on in math, making sure that we're aligning to the Common Core, but also cross-collaborating across the buildings and how we're doing guided math groups and starting to differentiate in those areas. I'm really excited for the work that's going to come in that. So I think those steps that we've taken have been really powerful this year.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
The behavior interventionist group has worked hard to make a behavior intervention grid that lists all of the different interventions that we use and hold for behaviors, including Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
That we have, as a grade level, just been able to keep consistency across not only our grade level but the district, so that kids across the board are getting the same education.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
Well, I am proud to have achieved my sharing of my math workshop model and how I've flipped it. And I think that other teachers are interested in it enough to really want to give it a shot.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
Collaborating with other interventionists across the district.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I think the biggest thing for me was facilitating our struggles and our positives and negatives all the way through a first year of Reading Street. Feel pretty proud to be where we are.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
Probably what I feel best about is our continued use of the reading apprenticeship strategies. It's really a growing movement in our building. We have more and more teachers jumping on board. We're seeing evidence of that, much less lecture in the classroom and PowerPoint kinds of things, and a lot more having the kids do the reading and finding information and supporting one another as they do that. Our communities, our classroom communities have gotten a lot stronger. I think teachers are understanding that how a student feels inside the classroom really has a lot to do with how they achieve in the classroom. The safety and the ability to say, I don't get it, or I'm confused, or here's what I do when I'm confused, and sharing those things. This week we had a student ask one of our chemistry teachers about how to get his hands on more difficult readings, understanding that that's what really is most important, so that they're ready for the next level. So it's filtering down to our kids, which is obviously the goal, that they are understanding the importance of being able to really read and delve into text and understand and work together. So.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I think it's been really interesting to be able to spend time with our junior high counterparts especially, and then when we have the opportunity even with the lower grade levels. And I'm really excited about the next generation science standards and where we're hoping to go with those if and when they get adopted.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
One thing that I'm proud of is being able to guide other teacher leaders in integrating technology into the classroom, and to think about when it's appropriate to use and when we shouldn't use it.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I've had some really good conversations with a lot of Holt teachers, and what I have realized is Holt teachers are a lot of fun. They have a good time. It's always a party.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I'm at R with the consistent instruction, intentional instruction across the district, up and down. And truly, I believe that we're on a trajectory where we're closing the achievement gap.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I am proud of all the work we did putting together the math assessments for third grade. Does that work?
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I am so fortunate to work with some awesome second grade teachers, and perhaps the most exciting thing is having the opportunity to meet Rob Stevenson, my sister LeClaire here, and ask him to come and speak with all of us in second grade and kind of get guided math groups off the ground. It's been exciting to start to individualize math for our students as a group. So I'm happiest and most excited for second grade in that way.
Great. What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
Along with the Horizon team here and 7 great paraeducators, we have this year meshed the resource room world along with the ASD world.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I'm proud of putting together and working with my fellow coworkers on the Fine Arts Festival. It's a K-12 experience that we host at the high school, and it really showcases all the creative and problem solving that our students do in all of the fine arts curriculum that we have here at Holt Junior High.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
Wonderful question. I would say that something that I feel the most proud about is early on, really weren't clear about what the direction of our secondary PE group was supposed to be, and Walt Sutherland took some time out, sat down with me, and we really had some really great discussions about what was the best way to use this time. And one of the things that we thought would be helpful is we started taking a look at the 7-8 PE curriculum that I created about 6 years ago, and we started to take a look at that, and we made some adjustments to it. We enhanced it a little bit, connected it to some of our grade level content expectations that are put forth by the state, and made that all come together really nicely, and now it's ready to go. And I'm really happy about that. And it was really good. It was helpful because it really reinforced to see that some of the things we have been and continue to do in our classes are still aligned perfectly, but it also was helpful in the fact that there are some things that we can do to kind of even make our program a little bit better to meet those expectations.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
One thing that I'm proud to have achieved is that I was able to create and share out with kindergarten teachers across the district a lot of materials that they can use with the Reading Street curriculum in their classrooms.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
This year in my role as teacher leader, we spent a lot of time working on guided math and centers and seeing how the teacher center, guided math centers work together, being able to seamlessly move both of those things during our math time. We wanted guided math practice and also to give them practice with games that we didn't have time for without making a center-based project. So we really worked hard with that and we've made a lot of progress with it.
What is something you are proud to have achieved in your role as teacher leader this year?
I'm proud that teachers have achieved doing TLT and CPL at the kindergarten through 6th grade level so independently, and I've gotten so much good feedback from teachers and principals of how they've made their own schedule, set their own goals, and have learned and had rich dialogue about their teaching. That's the type of environment I want to teach in.
Dr. Hornak, what does it mean to be a leader in Holt Public Schools?
It's with great pride and enthusiasm I share my thoughts on this topic. First of all, I'm beyond impressed by what I see and feel in Holt Public Schools every single day. You as leaders are inspiring. You are making the difference daily. As your lead leader of this district, I'm going to help identify your why, and I'm going to be fueled by what you do on a daily basis. Together, we will make the difference for all of our children. Thanks, and make it a great summer, and I look forward to seeing you in the fall.
We do celebrate all of the great accomplishments that teacher leaders have led the district in this year at Holt Public Schools. When Dr. Hornak was interviewing for superintendent, he referenced the picture book, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. We look forward to meeting you back at the Coconut Tree next fall as we get ready for the 2015-16 school year at Holt Public Schools.